Hey, good morning everybody. This is Stephanie. It is Tuesday, January 23rd. Imagine that. So anyways, last night I slept okay. It wasn't perfect because the previous night I went to work very, very tired. I had not slept. And I gotta tell you guys why. Sometimes when we're in the middle of doing something, whether it's work or home doing some project or even watching a movie, this is something that I've noticed happens to me a long time ago, but I'm gonna describe to you and explain to you what's happening and why. I'm sure that other people is experiencing this, and I'm trying to work on it the best that I can, because it's a hindrance. It's a hindrance, and maybe you guys have a solution, or maybe you guys are looking for a solution. For me, I have found a solution. Before I continue on that, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and also those people just visiting my channel for the first time. I'm stopping right here because the skies look beautiful, and I want to capture this on video. We'll be right back with more.
Anything so complicated.
As you can see, I'm going to work right now, and there's a little bit of traffic, but not bad. I'm leaving home a little bit earlier than I should have. It's not even 7:15 yet. I usually leave around 7:20. But I got everything done this morning. I took a nice bath. I freshened up and ironed my clothes. I can't stand wearing wrinkly clothes. That's something that bothered me ever since I was a child. I cannot wear wrinkly clothes. I like to look neat and prim. So anyways, my discussion. Many times along the way in our lives, we've read posts like living a quality life, living in the now, okay? Letting go of the past, stuff like that, okay? My discussion a little bit when I started driving and going to work was, we have hindrances in our lives that interject in our moment when we're doing something that we love, whether we're at work, whether we're home watching a movie. We're totally submerged in those things that we're doing, okay? That is good. That's a good thing. When that's happening, nothing is seeping into your thought to take you away from the moment when you're doing something you love, whether you're working, whether you're talking with a friend, or maybe when you're just reading a book. That's because in that instant, when those things are happening, you're actually living in the moment. All right? And nothing is swaying you. However, our minds sometimes are not our friend. Our minds are not our friend. Because what happens is, for no unknown reason, our mind leaves these things that we're doing, whether we're working, our thought is on our job, our thought may be on a movie or a book, or you're out for a drive enjoying the road and the skies and the beautiful lake. For an instant, our mind just gets away from that, and you find yourself thinking about things that happened in the past that's distracting you from your current pleasure, whether you're working, whether you're home doing some gardening, whether you're simply in a relaxed state just ironing your clothes. Your mind breaks away instantly, and now you're watching a movie, but you're also thinking about the negativity that your brother said to you, or a friend, or a parent, or a coworker. When this happens, you are not in the moment. You are not in the moment, and now your mind is preoccupied with things that's behind you that you have no control of. It's important, I'm finding out, when you catch yourself thinking about things that have nothing to do with living in the now or in your current moment, you need to slam the brakes on that negative thought that's seeping in and stop it. The minute you stop it, you're slamming on the brake of negativity thought, and then you go back to what you're doing that puts you in the now. These negative thoughts that creep into your life when you're enjoying your life with a friend or by yourself while watching a movie or reading a book is important. You have to slam on the brakes when you catch your mind wandering into that area that has nothing to do with right now. Right now, I'm talking to you about this. There's absolutely nothing else on my mind. This conversation I'm having is not allowing nothing to come in but this conversation. It's a perfect time to share with you, because right now I'm in the now, and I'm putting you in the now. You're catching yourself in my conversation, and I'm alerting you, okay, that these thoughts that you're having from a long time ago that affected you negatively are not good. Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes and rewind and go back to what you were doing that's enjoyable. Okay? However, it's very tricky because your mind can play games on you and steer you in the direction where something that happened that was negative can actually change your mood. It can change your mood and not put you in a positive light. And you're not living in the moment. Being in the moment is nice as long as what you're doing is positive, is bringing you joy and happiness into your life. When I say it's tricky, it's because your mind can play tricks on you, okay? It can create negative thoughts of where you don't want to be. You don't want to bring no negative thoughts when you're driving in the morning going to work and you want to conquer a goal, okay, when you go to work. But there's times in your life where you're doing something good and your mind injects something that's positive. Okay? Even then, the positive thing could have been something that came into your mind of something in the past that was very good. It could have been a happy moment that you shared with a friend or an ex, for example, okay, or with your sister or your brother, or just a moment that was good that you enjoyed. Those are good. However, even those, there are times for those that you want to think about that, okay? It could be a Sunday morning when you're having a cup of coffee and you're sitting by your window just watching and listening to the rain fall, okay? In that instant, it could bring back a memory which was positive. And I could elaborate on that. When I'm home having a cup of coffee and it's raining outside, the thought that comes to my mind was when I was 6 or 7 years old and I'm at my grandmother's house and I'm sitting on the floor by the window because the attic was fixed. It was also part of the living arrangement where it was not a storage area, but actually a living space. I had a bedroom in the attic, and the window was very close to the floor. And one morning it was raining, and my grandmother walked up to me and brought me some juice and some fruit, grapes and apples. And that memory will stay in my mind forever. At that moment, when she did that, she looked at me and she shined this beautiful smile on me that I'll never forget. And I remember sitting by the window and it was raining. And then I saw the mailman stop it wasn't the mailman. I gotta go back. It wasn't the mailman. It was the milkman. The milkman stopped to bring some milk. In those days, back in the early 70s, the milkman used to deliver milk to people. Well, he delivered milk to my grandmother's house. In the house, she shared it with my aunt and my aunt's husband back then. And that's when my cousin used to live in the same place. So sometimes when I'm alone and it's raining outside and I'm having a cup of coffee, I could be sitting by the window and watching the rain drop. At that instant, my mind takes me back to when I was a child, when my grandmother was being like that, and I witnessed the milkman come to the house. In these times like this, my mind took me away from when I was alone in my home, enjoying a cup of coffee, and it took me a distant memory. That's a positive thing. That can happen, right? And it's enjoyable. There's nothing negative there. So what I'm trying to say is, our minds have the capability of taking us in the distant when we were experiencing peace and happiness, enjoying our lives. However, your mind can do the opposite too. When your mind does the opposite, you want to hit the brakes. You want to stop it. Go back in the current moment. Go back in the now, okay? Where you're doing something that's more positive, whether at work or at home. Only let in the memories that were enjoyable and that had peace in your life. If we could just practice to slam on the brakes and not let bad memories seep into our mind, okay? We can live a more enjoyable, positive life. Bad things happen to all of us. Nobody is perfect. When negative things that you experienced by somebody who hurt you, slam on the brakes. Slam on the brakes, shut those thoughts out of your memory, and think about right now. Right now, I feel comfortable. I'm driving to work, and I'm having a positive conversation with you guys. Okay? Don't let those painful situations leak in. Slam on the brake. I'm driving to work. I noticed back there that when I'm driving, I saw the beautiful skies of the sunrise in the morning. And I stopped and I reversed the image on my camera to show you guys what I saw. That's because right now, that's where my mind is. It's in a positive thing, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short. I don't know if I'll continue it later, but that's just a thought that came into my mind. In this part of town right now, the skies are gray. Maybe it's gonna rain later on. I don't know. There's positive things to take away from the beautiful sunrise back there to gray skies here. If it starts raining, I just may think about when I was a child, because rain is relaxing to me, but so is a sunrise. I hope you guys can take away something positive from this morning's conversation, and I may touch back with you guys later. If not, I'll see you guys during the week.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.